If you ever played an online multiplayer shooter, you must have experienced something called trash talking. It's the situation when one of the players is openly saying most oftentimes to the enemy gamers what he thinks about them, and it's usually presented in the not so kind way. One of the most popular and unoriginal sayings that I come across many times playing my favorite heroes like Sombra, Symmetra or Mei is the classy eat shit. I have heard it so many times at this point that I started thinking what would actually happen if the Overwatch heroes were presented with a plate of forbidden chocolate and have been tasked by a random entity to consume it. That's why today I will be ranking all Overwatch heroes on who can consume the most amount of feces, and no one is going to stop me. Hi, my name is heysimply, and now enjoy the video. So, this is the wonderful tier list that I have prepared for today's video, and as you can see we have wonderful categories like licks played clean or small lick ew. I think this is going to be fairly easy. I'll try to spread out every hero in their own category, so no one is going to get offended if their favorite hero is at the very top and I just put every single hero at the top. That wouldn't be fun. Let's try to treat it as seriously as we possibly can. And actually, I would encourage everyone that if someone disagrees with my choice, then I highly encourage you to argue with me in the comments, because that's where the fun comes in, you know? So, there's no specific order. So we're just going to start with Orisa. Orisa is a robot, Orisa is a machine, and I think she could just eat it. Yeah, I think Orisa just eats it. I think that's a proper way to start, and I think the reasoning behind it is fairly simple. Okay, so that's the first hero done. See, it's not that hard, so let's keep going. Okay, let's try to treat it seriously, right? Pharah is a normal human, but she's a soldier in a way. She works in military, so from what I heard, what happens in military stays in military. But I think Pharah doesn't have the balls to do this much with a beautiful plate of forbidden chocolate. So I think Pharah deserves a tier in SLE, and I think that's the proper way to place Pharah. Okay, next one. Now we have Moira. Well, Moira is a Moira, in my eyes, could do everything for science. She plugged needles in herself, she made herself some kind of a freaky ghost, and she's ginger, so might as well just give it takes a bite. You know, for science, she could take a bite. Realistically speaking, she could take a bite for science, okay? Tracer! Wow! She's a quirky teenager. Tracer is a quirky teenager in my eyes. She's not a soldier. She's not like psycho crazy about eating anything that's on her plate. But I think she's not that weak, if you know what I'm saying. So I think that tier barely touches it would fit this perfectly, because she wouldn't do anything. Like, she wouldn't do nothing with the poop. I think she could just touch it. But I don't think she would put it in her mouth. Maybe she could try, but there would be no taste bud action, you know what I'm saying? Or you could just go lick plates clean and then recall. That is also a possibility. But I think if we're excluding the whole ability action going, time warping stuff, then Tracer could go in the barely touch Andy category. Next up is Torbjorn. Torbjorn is a smart fella. Torbjorn is a short fella. Torbjorn is a meme fella. I think he could get drunk and take a bite. I think Torbjorn could take a bite of shit out of his plate. Not even joking. He could, I don't know, just stomach it. He stomachs lava. No, he just eats it. Torbjorn eats shit. Or Torbjorn just eats shit because he can eat lava. He can stomach a small plate of poo. Next up is Symmetra. Oh, how unexpected. She's already between the two tiers. I don't think we're going to do any in-betweens, by the way. There's no going in-between. Symmetra is a light architect. She's annoying. She's very annoying. So I don't know. It's the first difficult choice of the video. Guys, I hope you're still with me. This is very difficult for me now. We're getting to the first roadblocks, but This is a hard one, because, you know, she could be stupid and just stomach it, just like Torbjorn or Orisa, but I think we also need to have the very first person that would do nothing with it and just vomit on the spot. I think Symmetra is too clean. She's just too classy to even touch it, you know what I'm saying? She would just go around it, refuse it. She would rather die than to consume a small portion of crap. Next up, oh, he's trying to hide. Soldier! Soldier is a soldier. Yeah, that's very smart of me. I think if he's on a duty to complete his mission, I think he could do anything. But I don't think he could lick the plate clean. It's not that much. He's not that much of a hero, but I think he could just eat it. I think Soldier could just eat it. Yeah, and I'm gonna leave it with that. Next up, Sojourn sliding in. Sojourn is also a soldier, but I don't think she's she's on the same ballsy level as Soldier, you know what I'm saying? Sojourn, Soldier, not the same universe. She has a laser though, but the laser won't help her in this scenario, so I think it's reasonable to leave her alongside Farah with a small lick. She wouldn't take a bite. I don't think she could take a bite. From what we have seen in the cinematic, she lives in a clean house. She has a dog, so she's used to the, you know, the look of poo. She knows how it looks, she knows how it smells. So I think she could stomach a small lick, but a bite, I think it's too much for Sojourn. Next up, Sigma, floating high in the sky. Sigma is a scientist as well, but he's a crazy scientist. And I think if he's going to have a maniac episode, I think we have the first person that will go in the licks plate clean category. And I think that's also reasonable, because sometimes Sigma is a smart fella. He will just say something very complicated out of nowhere and make Moira laugh and very excited. I know, you guys know what voice line I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you guys know what voice line I'm talking about. So yes, but Sigma, when he has the maniac episode, he just shakes his head, he just loses control over his bodies, and in that episode, I imagine if he was placed in front of a plate full of the brown liquids or brown solid cake, you know, I think he just licks the plate clean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's also reasonable. So next up is Roadhog, and Roadhog has a mask on, so I think he's going to do nothing with it. Roadhog is a maniac, but he's like in a brutal way maniac. He's not crazy maniac. Next up, Reinhardt charging in. So Reinhardt, that is a very interesting part, because Reinhardt, he's a crazy man, but he's like very optimistic. He's very optimistic crazy. He's very happy about everything, and he has a past with drinking a lot of beer. So I think if many people surrounded Reinhardt and would just shout, "No balls, no balls, no balls, you won't do it," Reinhardt could take a bite. I don't think he could eat the whole thing like Orisa or Soldier, but I think he could take a bite. Okay, Reaper. No, I think Reaper is going to also be in the barely touch Andy category. He's a soldier as well, just like Soldier. That was so funny once again. What an original name for a character. No other game did that before, right? But yeah, Reaper, I think he's going to go in the barely touch Andy category, as well as Tracer, because he is a soldier, but he has his standards. He is clean, he likes things being tidy, and he just likes murdering people. Ramatra, where is he? Ramatra? Where are you? There he is! Okay, he was trying to hide, and just because of that, I think we're going to put him somewhere very high. He's also an Omnic, and from what I heard, or from what I have seen, Omnics do not consume food. But I imagine this little clap could open up, you know, and just nom 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 nom. He could lick the plate. Next up, Mercy! I wanted to put her in the does nothing and vomits on the spot, but, you know, if you're a medic, if you're a support character, if you're having to do with the medical stuff, with the absolute odor of dead bodies, with the absolutely disgusting look of wounds of your teammates, you need to be kind of used to seeing something like that. So I think Mercy is going to go with the barely touch Andy as well. She's not as clean as Symmetra, I think, because as I said, she has to do with some dead bodies experiments and healing people, so she had to endure some kind of wound sightings. Next up, May. Oh wow, she almost placed herself right next to Reinhardt. May, where would May go? I would imagine, if you've seen the cinematic of May, May was stuck in Antarctica with no power left. I didn't see much action of her consuming stuff. So I think May will 100% go legally to just eat it category, because I think if you're desperate, if you're the last person alone in an abandoned place somewhere in a very cold Antarctica surfaces, then I think if you're desperate enough, you can consume even your own feces. Okay, next up, Lucio! But top right corner. I almost said bottom right. I'm not stupid, don't worry. Lucio. Where would Lucio go? Lucio is a clean fella as well, just like Mercy, but he's a kind of medic. He's a DJ. He's a party person. I would imagine he's going right next to Reinhardt, because we're going with that party logic. So I think Lucio stays here just because of that peer pressure power, you know? So now we're going with oh, what an accident. Come back here, boy. Symmetra, Lifeweaver, same thing. Understandable. Okay, keep going. Kiriko. Okay, Kiriko, I think if you put Kiriko in a room and you serve her a plate of crap, she wouldn't eat it. But if you sprinkled some sprinkles, maybe some chocolate, maybe some sugar, I think Kiriko might be able to get a small lick, just to lick the sprinkles off of the crap. Next up, Junkrat. Junkrat goes licks plate clean category, straight up. I don't think I need to explain anything about this one. Next one, Junker Queen. Oh, no, don't hide. Junker Queen. She was exiled out of the town by the very brutal and mean king, and she had to survive on a desert. I think she goes in the just eats it category, because if you're desperate, just like May, it's a similar scenario. Next one is Hanzo. Oh my god, Hanzo, the most handsome hero in the game. Hanzo, where does Hanzo go? Hanzo has honor. Hanzo cares a lot about his honor, and I think eating crap would ruin his honor. But he has proven many times that this honor excuse is kind of weak, so I think if the situation required it, he would leak it. Next up, Genji slashes in. Genji is similar to Hanzo, but he's also in a mask, and I think Hanzo is more mentally unstable than Genji. So if Genji goes to the barely touch crap Andy tier. Oh my god, I can't speak. Next up, Echo! You know, there's a mouth there, but there's no place to, you know, eat. We're going with the Orisa logic, and I think she just eats it. But she has been programmed with the scientist's mind inside her head, so I think the smart, logical part of Echo would be, oh, that's feces, I'm not going to touch it because that's unnecessary. Yeah, she's gonna go with the does nothing and vomits on the spot. Or maybe not, she cannot vomit. Doomfist! Doomfist is a psychopath. I think he licks the plate clean too. I think if the situation requires it, if a man is desperate enough, and if he's focused on one thing enough, he can do anything. And Doomfist, in my eyes, he's this kind of man that if he wants to achieve something, he will achieve something. The man literally punched a hole through a solid concrete wall, so I think if he can do that, there's nothing stopping him from licking a plate clean, if that was his last roadblock to freedom, for example. Next up, Diva boosters in. She's a gamer girl with a big mouth full of crap. She is not able to consume or even lick the portion of crap that is served. I think that's between small lick and barely touch Andy. But also, I'm very keen on this does nothing and vomits on the spot. So I'm going to go, I'm stuck between these three, I'm going in between. If you want to change something, go ahead and type it in the comments. Diva, barely touch Andy, I don't care. Next up, McCall, and it's actually McCall written on my notes. Okay, good job. McCall, he's not that mentally insane, he likes to eat his apple pie, but he's not that weak in the head to not consume the feces, you know what I'm saying? I think he would be at least taking a bite out of that crap. Nothing will happen, no world will be destroyed if you just take a bite. Yeah. Next up, Bridget. I'm very tempted to just put it there because of my personal beliefs. I think Bridget is a very talented weaponsmith. She's a very talented... no, she just does nothing and vomits on the spot, I'm sorry. Bastion! Same as Orisa, just eats it, because he can, but there's no mouth. Oh. Ah, interesting, he has no mouthpiece. Oh, Orisa too. Okay, we're just going to ignore it. Just imagine they get it in their hands and just shove it in their body. Next up, Baptiste. Where is he? Baptiste. Baptiste is, he's a traitor. He is black. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to put Baptiste with Small Lick. Everyone that is in Just Eats It tier are above average human being. Alright, next up, Ash. Oh, she's hiding in the top tier now. I'm sorry, by the way, for the bad organization of everything. It's just I'm very bad at doing the video making stuff. Okay, I'm still learning. By the way, you should subscribe if you're this far into this video. Thanks. Yes, we're talking about Ash. Ash, she's a spoiled brat. She uses guns, right? That's badass. But she's a very spoiled from rich family brat. So I think she deserves in the does nothing and vomits on the spot. I think you could defeat Ash if you just threw crap at her. Honestly, she would be just like, ew, what is that? And you're gonna tell him, oh, I prepared it this morning. It's my ultimate secret weapon. My own shit. And she would be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? That's how you defeat the villain. Next up, Anna. Oh, hiding in the bushes. Where's Anna? Okay, Anna is, I think, on a similar level to Soldier, where she was on many trips, including Junkertown. Junkertown is where the Junker Queen lives, and she's a soldier-like soldier. Yeah. So I think Anna deserves a spot right next to them. Anna just eats it. Anna just eats it. That's my opinion. Next up, Zenyatta floats in. Zenyatta is another robot, but he's the kind of monk. Like, you put the plate in front of him, he's going to be like, there's no meaning in consuming feces in life because that brings no joy to the person that is the consumer. Like, get out of here. He cannot vomit either, so I think Zenyatta goes in the barely touches it tier. Next up, Zarya. Zarya is right next to Zenyatta. He's probably gonna die. What is the main thing that comes with Zarya to mind? She's Russian. Yeah, she eats an entire plate. Next up, Ball. Ball? Hamsters. Okay, I need to look this up. Do hamsters eat their own poo? They do! Okay. Instant L tier. Yeah, instant LPC tier. Thank you very much, Google. Next up, Winston. Where is he? Found him. Okay, we're getting to the last 3 heroes, so let's try to make our choices very good. Do monkeys eat their own poop? A chimp will happily pick out seeds from its own feces. Oh, okay. Oh, even the poop itself. Okay. Yeah, that was easy. And now we have Widow. Where is she? I'm very bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. Like I told you. There she is. Hello, Widowmaker. Where would you like to go, Mrs. Widow? Maybe take a bite, maybe just eat it, or maybe just lick the plate clean. I don't know. This is a hard one. Wait. She likes spiders, but spiders have nothing to do with feces, and she's a psychopath. Yeah, she doesn't have everything sorted in her head. So I think just eats it. Yes. That is an understandable choice. Yes, she just eats it. She's not that mentally unstable like Sigma, but she has something wrong in her head, so I think she just eats it. And the final hero on our list, and the newest addition to the hero roster of Overwatch, Illari! Everyone give a warm welcome to the most crappy support hero in the game. Just kidding, she's quite nice. Illari is, from what I have discovered so far, and from what I have read, she's a very sad person. She's a very sad human being because she killed everyone in her race. And she did it by accident. A big whoopsie. I think if you could bribe with Illari and say, okay, Illari, here's a plate of crap. If you eat it and lick the plate clean, your people will be brought back to life. How about that? You know, and the person that is talking to her is Mercy, that can literally resurrect dead people. So I think if Ilari got that proposition from Mercy, I think she would gladly do that. She won't shut up about her people and how she's sorry, how she's sad, and I am so tired of talking about it, and I'm so tired of listening about everything. Oh my god, oh, my head hurts. Okie dokie, guys, this is the final tier list. In the tier Licks Plate Clean, we have many wonderful people like Hamster, Russian, and mentally unstable. And in other tiers, like Does Nothing, we have the cleanest of ladies like Ash, Bridget, and Symmetra. And somewhere in the middle, we can find wonderful scientists like Moira. And yeah, that's basically Moira. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like. I had a blast making this video, and my voice is dying, so excuse me for a second. I will go now on a break and drink a lot of water, and I recommend the same for you. So go ahead, go to your kitchen, fill your glass with water, and drink it all up, boy, because I am so tired of talking about crap and feces that I am so glad this video is over. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.